Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm starting a new series where I'm going to interview some fascinating clients that I have met over the years of doing astrology. And now I want to share their information and who they are with the world, because what I'm about to share with you can really change your life. And that's why I'm bringing this to the forefront. So Lisa has come to Dallas to visit with me from Canada, and she is a healer. She has done some amazing work, and she can help everyone out there. And I want her to tell you a little bit about how, first of all, we met. How did this all occur?
Well, I found you because somebody had put a link of a video you done on Facebook. They shared your video about who was going to win the presidential election. And you had said, well, Hillary may be elected as president, but she won't serve as president. It will be Donald Trump who will be the next president. And I thought, what a brave woman to come out.
It did take a lot of courage because everyone was telling me I was wrong.
I know.
But I was looking at the charts. The charts were, you know, in hindsight's 2020, I look back and I go, there was nothing that said Hillary would be president. And everything that said Donald Trump would be president based on the astrology, because his chart was amazingly powerful. He changed cycles into the most powerful cycle, and transiting Jupiter was aspecting both his Jupiter and his Sun. I mean, everything was there. I was just kind of like, why is it I'm the only one that can see this? But I had to put it out there.
Yeah.
I had to put it out there. And yeah, I'm glad I did now, because we wouldn't be talking.
Yeah, I was so impressed, and I thought I have to contact this woman. So, so I did, and had a reading with you. And one of the first things you asked me was, "Are you a healer? Do you do some kind of energy work?" And because you saw that in my chart, and I thought, wow, she really is good. Which I already figured anyway, but you picked that out. First thing you were saying, oh, you do energy work, okay. So and then you asked me to tell you about that. So
yes, and I'm so excited to have you here, because this is something that can really change consciousness and help, you know, the world at this time of where we are and where we're headed, because astrologically, I'm seeing a lot of changes to come between now, 2017, through to the year of 2020, seeing enormous shifts in earth changes and the economy, as well as, you know, destruction. But as we were talking about, sometimes things have to go through this evolutionary period of destruction in order for the good to evolve. It's like a clearing, a cleansing. And everything, even though it may seem very difficult and disastrous, everything happens for a reason. And I believe it's always for the highest good, because this is like, you know, what we've discussed before, cycles. This is a cycle that is an evolution of humanity, and it's always for the highest good.
Yeah, exactly. So what we know from the ancient wisdom is that we're at the end right now of a 26,000 year cycle. And so what's happening is what you're seeing in the Vedic astrology. So the financial system is collapsing. We don't know exactly when that will be, but I think your Vedic astrology will give us a better idea. So you have that, you have more earth changes that will be escalating, so more volcanic eruptions, more earthquakes, more extreme weather around the world, more hurricanes and tornadoes.
It's already happening.
Yeah, extreme cold, extreme heat, extreme storms, so happening everywhere. And it's not what some might say that, oh, it's global warming, but because this is part of a cycle, it has to happen.
Right.
And it is happening. And
But don't you think it has a lot to do with the people and the energies of the mass consciousness, the emotions that are having an effect on what's happening? Of course, this is all part of the cyclic process too, that people emotionally are being so charged and extreme, but I mean, there is hope that things can be averted, but probably not. It's all part of the process that we need to go through in evolution, but it doesn't have to be like...
it could be quicker, less suffering, but it's the closing of a cycle, which some people think, oh, it's terrible, destruction, but if you look at nature, there's cycles everywhere in nature, even with our seasons. The winter, everything is asleep, and then spring, the trees are budding, flowers are blooming. Summer, everything's in full bloom, and then you go back to fall, and leaves are falling, and plants close up for the winter. Some animals hibernate. So it's all a cycle, and this is what's happening now. And it's all about these energies that are coming in to help close out this cycle. So all the things that aren't going to be a part of the new age are going to be destroyed. So financial system, and then the weather's helping to, it's a cleansing process.
Right, I was going to say that.
Yeah, so we might think, oh, that's horrible, that earthquake happened, that tsunami happened, but it's cleansing to prepare us for the new age. And then there'll be a war that we expect to, potentially a world war, and our hope is, should this happen, it'll be very quick, but it would be a karmic rebalancing.
I think astrologically, I think it's due to happen around 2020, the end of 2019. There's a solar eclipse around the 26th of December 2019, and after that, between that time and the end of February, there's going to be some major shifts in accordance to what you're saying. That's when I believe the timeline should evolve.
Exactly, and what Vedic astrology gives us, what you can find in that, is similar to the ancient wisdom. And Vedic astrology is part of the Vedas, which is in ancient wisdom. And so this is what the spiritual hierarchy, which is like a governing body for the world that's helping us to evolve. So they're there to help humanity to evolve. But they've told us that Vedic astrology is the astrology that is the most accurate to use.
Really? That is fascinating. Well, I love that because I was drawn to that as well, because it's just so much more specific and gives so much more information in timing. Because essentially that's what astrology is all about, is the timing of events. So tell me about this spiritual hierarchy and how this all works and how you use it.
Okay, well, some are in human bodies, maybe some are not, but they're like us. They're masters, but maybe they started out in regular lives just the same as us, but they were a little bit faster in their evolution than us, and so now they care so much about humanity that they're sticking around, maybe putting their own evolution on hold to help us.
So they're like in spirit form, and they're like, some religions may call them angels or saints, tell me what...
Angels are a little different. That's a different kingdom, but
okay, so they're I get it. So they're like kingdoms.
But in a way, you could say that things that they can do is a bit like angels there, because they have abilities beyond what we know of today. So if anybody studied some of the ancient wisdom and has read a little bit about the masters, you can... And for example, Autobiography of a Yogi.
I love that book.
Yeah,
it's so powerful.
Yeah, if you've read that and you see some of the things that they talk about that these great yogis can do,
so it's like the yogis, like Babaji, who can be in physical form and not in physical form.
Exactly.
But some of them are totally in physical form, or if they all in spirit.
If they want to be, but for them to be in in physical form, it's lowering themselves down. So it's not an easy or fun or pleasant experience. It's a little bit painful. Well, think of what human experience is like. It's often a very painful thing.
Exactly. Even to be born and to die, it's not easy. It's like these are part of the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
So tell me about the organization that you're a part of that uses the hierarchy or teaches all of these healing principles.
Right. So it's Sanctus Germanus Foundation, and so you can go to the website www.sanctusgermanus.net, and one of the things we do is the healing work. So with the healing work, it's often light bearers that are on the spiritual path that will find their way to it, and maybe they're confused, maybe they have physical problems, emotional problems, maybe there's entities that are connected to them, and they need a little help to help them to get rid of whatever obstacles are
You're
blocking
saying
their path.
anyone that needs this healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, you need a little help, and so this is going to help remove the obstacles, help you to figure out also what is your soul plan, what is your purpose in life, to really get you to start looking at the spiritual side of life. So that's something that happens, and really the healing is a side effect, but the main purpose is it's to help somebody to change their life for the better, and that it can have a ripple effect. So you come out of the healing and it's changed you, and then you go on your way, and it's a ripple effect that all of a sudden you're doing things that are part of your soul plan, which is what all of us want to do.
That's exactly right. That's the purpose of why we're here. So you're saying it gets more in touch with our purpose, and as a result, we're healed because we're on our path again.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how can people contact you, and what is the process that they have to go through in order to get a healing through the organization and what you do?
Okay, so on the Sanctus Germanus Foundation website, there is a link that you would find for telepathic healing. First of all, I'll say too, it's called telepathic healing because it can be done at a distance. You don't have to come to see us, you just stay in your own home. We stay where we are, and the healing just goes to you, and also we don't bring the healing into us and then direct it. It's a healing that comes from the spiritual hierarchy, so we're directing it. It's coming through the spiritual hierarchy directly to you, so it's a very pure energy. It doesn't have the impurities of the physical body, human physical body.
So you direct this powerful healing to the people that need it. That's you're kind of the conduit or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to say technically I'm a healer, I'm not really doing the healing. It's not me. I'm just sending it. And the healing has its own intelligence. So for example, somebody comes to us and said, can you help me? I'm having for maybe chronic migraines. And you do the healing for them, and the energy has its intelligence. So maybe it's working on the migraines, but maybe there's a problem with the stomach, and it can fix that too. So we don't even need to know that all of the problems. The energy will know what it needs to do.
I see, because so many people may say, oh, I got a headache, but it's because of something else. And of course, the higher intelligence that heals, or the power, knows exactly what the cause is.
It knows what needs to be healed for that person.
Of course.
So that they can continue
That makes
on.
sense. Yeah. So how many people are doing this or being the directors of the healing? I guess I'm better said, right?
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Okay.
There's a lot of us around the world. So there's maybe about 40 or something. We do the global healings twice a month. So the first and third Saturday of each month, well, that's in the North American time zone. In Europe or Asia, it would be on the Sundays, first and third Sundays. But otherwise, first and third Saturday of the month in North America. And we tell you what time it was. So if you're awake, you just put yourself as much as possible in a relaxed or meditative state for the healing. And if you're asleep, then we just tell you to focus on the fact that you'll be getting a healing before you go to sleep, and thinking of the energies just coming into you, and then you go to sleep and know that at some point you'll be getting the healing while you're sleeping.
Wow. So that everyone is all over the world that's directing the healing, and the people that are being healed can be anywhere in the world.
Exactly. So you stay in your home, we stay in our homes.
Wow, that's amazing. And the most exciting thing about this is open to everyone and anyone because it's free of charge, right?
It's free of charge.
No charge.
Yeah, it comes to us from the spiritual hierarchy free of charge, and we give it out free of charge.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's what it's about. Mm-hmm.
And and we've had some, pretty much everyone, you don't always hear, but a lot of people come back to us and let us know what the results are. And
That's interesting. So what are some of the results? Can you share any of the healings that you know about?
Well, one person, a friend, had shingles, and
very painful.
Oh yeah, for anybody who's had it. So she was in a lot of pain. So we did a healing for her, and she said she felt the pain just lifting right after the healing, and it never came back. So pretty much went away instantly. Never came back. She missed a day of work, and she was fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
And then another lady I knew in town, she and her husband had a little business, and I would go in sometimes, and I hadn't seen her, so I asked her husband how she was, and he said, oh, she's quite sick with cancer. So I offered for our group to do a healing if she agreed, because one of the main principles of this healing is we need permission. There's always free will.
Oh, okay. That's important to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need permission from the person who's being healed.
Okay.
If it's a minor, then the parent has to give permission, parent or guardian. So anyway, she gave her permission. She wasn't doing so well, just really losing her will to live. But 6 months later, she had all the chemotherapy and radiation and everything. 6 months later, the doctor told her she was cancer-free, and it was a miracle.
Oh my God. So it was a miracle. The doctor said it's literally a miracle. That's amazing.
Yeah. And you can say that in some cases it can help and really change somebody's life. But it can't cure everything, because there's also the person's free will, there's karma, there's their soul purpose. Maybe it's the end of their time here. So, and if that's the case, the healing can still help them, but it can help them to let go, to be able to go peacefully with as little suffering as possible for them.
So it sort of like helps with the process, whatever it may be, and the person can choose with free will whether they want to heal or whether they want to peacefully transition, correct?
Yeah, and if it's their soul plan that they're supposed to go, they're going to go.
Yeah, and that's free will too, because probably they decided this in the big plan or scheme of things before being here. So
they planned it out. Who knows what the reasons are for it?
Yeah. And we don't have to know. We just need to know that everything's happening in accordance to the divine plan.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so I love that. So anything else you wanna tell us about the organization, or how they can get involved, and others can become healers as well, like you, right?
Exactly, yeah. So the website has a lot of information about the spiritual hierarchy, about ancient wisdom. There's a lot of webinars on it for anybody who's interested.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's taking the ancient wisdom in little segments, and maybe they're little videos with maybe about 10-12 minutes long roughly, and somebody can watch them and at their leisure and learn about it, learn more about what we do and what the spiritual hierarchy is.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming and visiting with me and sharing this information.
You're welcome. Can I add one more thing?
Absolutely.
One more thing that I'd like to mention too, with what's going on in the world and all the chaos, is that there's so much turmoil, and it affects everybody in different ways, and something that can really help everybody is just to think about nature. It's all free, it's always there. I mean, we have the stars, we have the sun, and you think when you're going through a down period and then it's dark, it's cloudy, and you go out into the sun all of a sudden and you just feel better. You feel lifted.
I agree.
And
as we were talking about not that long ago about how computers, technology, phones, all these things have an effect on our physical bodies, and it can't be good to be cooped up all day looking at computers, I've often said, go for a walk, get out, reconnect with the fresh air, nature, just the trees, and nature is one of the most healing things I think we have on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. So if you think too, just getting outside and fresh air, sunshine, and even if there's no sun, like if you think about the sun, how important it is to what keeps all these trees and everything alive. And if the sun shut off, that's our connection with the sun. If there's no connection, we're all gone.
Right.
And so even just thinking about how being under the sun, and even if it's cloudy, just thinking about the sun and how important it is to each and every one of us.
It's a giver of life.
That's it.
Yeah. But I also like to go out at night and observe the heavens. As an astrologer, I just it's so beautiful, and I always feel a reverence to the universe when I consider what's out there. And what are we a part of, this whole being and universe.
Yeah, it makes you start to think about our own evolution and where are we going, where are we headed.
Yeah, we need to bring ourselves back to the reality of this truth, because we get so consumed with our minds, our emotions, our feelings, and we forget the truth and the reality of why we're here.
Exactly.
Which is to evolve and grow.
And help others.
Yes, as you do so beautifully.
Well, helping others is helping yourself in its own way. There's the reward in helping somebody, if you're removing some illness or anything that's keeping them from expressing themselves fully in their own evolution. If you can do that and help set them on the right track, and that's a huge reward.
I bet. So as you give, you receive.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's the law of the universe.
That's right.
I love that. So with all that you do, I want to thank you with all my heart for coming here and sharing your information, and I know it's going to have an enormous effect on everyone in the world in consciousness. So I'd like to close, and I want Lisa to give you more information again on how you can contact the organization and find the healing that she is giving to the world free of charge. Go ahead and give the website and all the information that they need to contact you.
Okay, so it's again the Sanctus Germanus Foundation .net, so www.sanctusgermanusfoundation.net. There's a link there for the telepathic healing, and there's tons of information, so you can go and spend some time looking through it, checking out the webinars, and so.
Yeah, and I will also list the website so that you will have it here below in the caption for this video. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information, get in contact with Lisa. And if you would like more information about the work that I do, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.